Okay, so we're on day 2. Let's go. So if we come to the top of our mats, we'll start standing again this morning. So come to the top of your mat. If you used a block or a strap yesterday, then we're doing pretty much the exact same sequence. So grab yourself your block or your strap, just keep them handy to you. So coming at the top of your mat, big toes are touching, as always. Have a 1-inch gap with the heels. We're just going to create a bit of space in the lower back by doing that. Bring the hands to the center of the chest in Anjali Mudra. Close down the eyes and just start to tune in to the breathing. So we talked yesterday about the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath. So if you are familiar with that, take that now. So to complete that breathing, we're just inhaling through our nose, contracting the back of the throat on the inhale, and exhaling through the nose, contracting on the exhale. So we're creating a wave-like sound with the breath. So we're inhaling deeply for 4 and exhaling deeply for 4. Hopefully through the nose if it's open. And then everybody lift all 10 toes up off the mat, and then see if you can slowly put them back down, one by one if you can. And just scanning the body now, seeing how the body's feeling today. If you joined the practice or did the recording yesterday, there may be some areas of tightness. That's fine, just notice. And just scanning the body now. Looking for any areas that need a bit of extra love today. Rotating the thigh muscles in towards each other to lift the kneecaps. Noticing the belly rise and the chest rise as you inhale. And notice it fall away, belly drops on the exhale. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the jaw. Softening the space between the eyebrows, the third eye space. And for a final breath, see if you can stand any taller, reaching the crown of the head any higher up, elongating the spine without lifting the chin. Blinking the eyes back open. Taking the hands down by the side, Samastiti, and we'll begin. Have a great practice. Inhale, raise the arms to a diagonal, fingertips touch, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring the palms into the chest and fold over, Uttanasana. This is the first forward fold. We want the chest on the knees always, so bend the knees if you need to. Inhale to a flat back, look up. Exhale, plant the palms, we'll step back to plank. Lowering down, chaturanga on the exhale, untuck the toes, inhale to upward dog. Really send the shoulder blades down the back. Exhaling, tuck in the toes, find your way back into downward dog. So pushing the hips back. Checking your feet here, making sure they're at least as wide as your hips. And just turning the heels out ever so slightly. We want the heels out, toes in. Maybe for this first one, we'll nod the head and shake the head. We'll just loosen up the neck here. Making sure that you're pressing that first finger and thumb deeply into the mat and you're spreading all fingers. We want to have weight across all of the hand. Maybe taking a little bend in the knees if that feels good for the first couple. Now exhale, deep bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. We'll step or we'll walk up to the top of our mats. Inhale, lift the chest, flat back. Exhale, fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise back up to stand, fingertips at the diagonal. And exhale, release. We'll go again. Inhale, hands come up, fingertips at the diagonal, touching. Exhale, fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, step or maybe jump back to plank. Chaturanga on the exhale, chest and thighs meet the mat at the same time. Inhale to up dog, press the back of the feet into the mat. And exhale, push yourself strongly back into down dog. So down dog, it's an active posture. So maybe pedaling out the feet here, loosening up the hamstrings, loosening up the hips, making sure to send the shoulders away from the ears. We don't want to bunch the shoulders. Spread them nice and wide. Exhaling, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward, step, or this time you may hop to the top of the mat. Inhaling to a flat back and exhaling to Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale to stand, fingertips at the diagonal, and exhale, release. Awesome, we'll go one more for these. Inhale, raise the fingertips to the diagonal. Exhale, palms come down the center line, we fold over, bend the knees if you need to. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back to Chaturanga. If you need to, you're dropping the knees, untucking the toes, and then lowering down. Elbows brush the side of the body. Inhale to up dog, really press the shoulders down. Exhaling, press yourself strongly back into down dog. Nice. Notice the heart rate just increasing a little bit here. Nice. So Kaylee, push back, push your bum back further. That's it. Nice. Becca, bring your feet in slightly. No, up the mat. So they were the right width. Bring them closer to your hands. Lovely. Everybody tilt your hips so that your butt is shining up to the ceiling more. Nice. Awesome, guys. Okay, exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhaling, lift up to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, fingertips touch. And exhale, release. So that was 3 Sun Salutation A. We'll go on to Sun Salutation B. So inhale, deep bend of the knees, fingertips brush the mat. Then we're lifting the arms up, keeping a tuck of the tailbone, coming into Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift to a flat back. You can have the fingers on shins if you want. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back to Chaturanga. Lowering down, pinning those elbows into the body. Inhaling to up dog. Exhaling, push yourself back to down dog. Look forward. Right foot replaces right thumb. Back heel drops 45 degrees. Inhale, coming up to warrior one. So deep bend in that front knee. Exhaling, hands come down to the mat, right foot to the back. Lower down, Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, back to the mat, tuck the toes and push yourself back to down dog. Look forward, left foot replaces left thumb. The back heel drops 45. Make sure the back foot is always on the right side of the mat. Inhale, rise up to warrior one. Deep bend in that left knee. Exhale, hands come down, left foot to the back, Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, push back to down dog. Take a moment here. You maybe were holding your breath a little bit there. We don't want to do that. Give the body some cool oxygen. Nice. Nice, everyone. So everybody make sure that you've got your feet at least hip distance and you're slightly turning those heels out. Cool. Exhaling, bend the knees. Inhale, look forward, step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale to a flat back, look up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, take a deep bend in the knees, lift the chest and hands to a diagonal, come into chair pose. So we've got the fingertips touching here. If that doesn't feel good on the shoulders, just take the hands wide. And then exhale, come to stand. Cool. Inhale, deep bend of the knees, fingertips touch the mat. And as you inhale, we come in to that Utkatasana. Really lifting the chest here. Exhale, fold over, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, come back to plank. Do your chaturanga, drop to the knees if you need to. Elbows brush the side of the body. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, back to the mat, tuck the toes, push strongly back to down dog. Right foot replaces right thumb. Drop the back heel 45, make sure the back foot is over to the left. Inhale, rise up to warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, right foot to the back, lower down. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, push back to down dog. Now left foot replaces left thumb, back heel drops 45. Inhale to warrior one. Deep bend in the front knee. Exhale, take the hands down, left foot to the back and chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, back to the mat, tuck the toes, push back to down dog. Everybody take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. And again, deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale it out. Deep bend of the knees on the exhale. Inhaling, look forward, step or make your way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, Urdhva Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, deep bend of those knees, come into Utkatasana chair pose. Really tuck that tailbone under, the weight is in the heels. And exhale to stand. We've got one more of those bad boys. Inhale, deep bend of the knees, fingertips touch the mat, come into chair. Really reach the fingertips away from you as you tuck that tailbone. Exhale to Uttanasana. Inhale, lift up to a flat back. Exhale, step or jump to chaturanga. Lowering with control, chest and hips meet the mat at the same time. Inhale to up dog. Send the shoulder blades back. And exhale, come into down dog. You know where you're going, right foot replaces the right thumb. Back heel drops 45. Deep bend in the front foot, front knee even, as we rise up. Exhale, hands down, right foot to the back. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, back to down dog. Left foot replaces left thumb, drop the back heel. Inhale, warrior one, squaring the hips to the front of the mat. Deep bend in the front knee, straight back leg. Exhale, come down to the mat again. Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. And exhale, push back into your last down dog of this sequence. Nice. Good job, everyone. So really spreading the shoulders. Good work. Awesome. Sending the sit bones right up to the ceiling. So pop a little bend in the knees if you need to do that. Yeah, nice adjustment, Liz. Okay, cool. Everyone, deep bend of the knees. Inhale, look forward, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, deep bend of the knees. Fingertips touch the mat as we come into Utkatasana. And exhale, release. Awesome. Take a drink if you need to. You're done with the sun salutations. Everyone's favorite. Okay, from here, hands on hips. We're taking a little jump to come the feet to hip distance. Turn the heels out slightly, so toes pointing in, heels pointing slightly out. We just want to create some space in the sacrum. Hands on the hips. Inhale, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, fold forward. We're taking Yogi Toe Lock again. So first two fingers wrap around the big toes. Then the thumb is pressing into each big toe. Bend the knees if you need to have the chest on the thighs. Inhale, lift the gaze, straighten the arms. On the exhale, deep bend of the elbows, pull the chest towards the thighs. Let the head hang heavy. Send the shoulders away from the ears. So it's really important in this forward fold that we protect the back. So pop a little bend in the knees if you need to, so that the chest is on the thighs. I'll keep saying it because it's super important. Try not to have the weight all the way back in the heels. Try and have equal weight across the feet. Tune back into that Ujjayi breath if you've lost it. And then last inhale, straighten the legs, straighten the arms, look forward. Exhale, bring the hands on the hips and come up. Nice. From here, we're going to step all the way out, right foot to the back of the mat, and turn the toes. We've got all 10 toes facing the long side of the mat. Inhale, take the hands into a T position. So checking your feet alignment again, the feet should be roughly underneath the wrists. Turn that right heel in so that the right foot is parallel to the long side of the mat. The left foot is at a 45-degree angle. Deep inhale. On the exhale, we're going to tilt over this right hip. We're going to let the right hand go all the way down till we can't tilt anymore. So that might mean that you have your hand on your thigh, on your calf. You may be able to go to the floor. It might be nice here to pop a block under you so you've got some stability. Really reaching that left hand up to the sky, looking up to the top hand, leaning back ever so slightly. This is Trikonasana or triangle. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly look down at that right foot and inhale, come all the way back up. We take the other side. So swivel that right heel back in, swivel the left heel in 90 degrees. So we're parallel to the mat again on the left foot. Deep inhale. On the exhale, tilting over to the left, sending the hips back, letting the hand go as low as it can. Inhaling, reaching, looking up to that top hand, so the right hand is coming straight out of the shoulder. The left arm is nice and strong, and you're leaning back slightly if you can. Maybe smiling here. It's not so bad. This is my least favorite pose, by the way. Exhale, look down to the left foot. Inhale, come all the way back up and take the right foot to the top of the mat. Wobbling if you need to. Take the hands to the small of the back. So the backs of your hands are going to go into that natural curve you have in the back. Then from here, take the left foot probably halfway down the mat. Make sure that your feet are at least as wide as your hips. Otherwise, you're not going to have the balance you need. The right foot needs to be completely parallel to the long side of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, tilt forward. Only go as far as you can until you lose that lovely space in the lower back. So once you start to round, like you stop and you come back a bit. So you may be here, and that's cool. Then taking the left hand across the body, we're either placing it to the floor, to the calf, to the thigh. Again, with your block, it might be quite nice to place the block on the outside of the right foot. Then on the inhale, take that right arm straight out of the shoulder, look to the right hand. Then as you exhale, slowly twist the top back open, looking up to the top arm. It may not go up, may not go all the way up, that's fine. Send the right hip back, send the left hip forward. One more inhale and exhale. Look down to that right foot and inhale, come back to the top of the mat. So we'll switch sides, take the hands into the small of the back, take the right foot halfway down the mat. Right foot is at 45 degrees. Shuffle your feet around to get them hip distance. Really important. Hips are facing the front of the mat. Inhale, lift the chest, tuck the tailbone under as you go up. And exhale, fold over only as far as you can go without losing that integrity of the lower back. Then send the right hand across the body, across the leg, so either to the mat, to the calf, to the thigh, on your block, wherever. Take the left hand out to the side, and then on the exhale, slowly twist that left arm up to the ceiling. We're sending the left hip back, wrapping the right hip around. This is a really strong posture, so keep breathing. Revolve triangle. Exhale, slowly look to the left foot. Inhale, come all the way back up. Nice. Take the hands to the hips again. We're going to take that right foot all the way back out again. Taking the hands into a T position, check your feet are wide enough and pivot that right heel in. Right foot is at parallel to the long side of the mat. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, take a deep bend in that front knee. You might need to shuffle that right foot forward a bit. We want that knee to be tracking over the ankle. So we don't want this, we want this. Really tuck the tailbone under here. Take another inhale. On the exhale, you're either placing right forearm onto the right thigh or right hand hovering across, hovering in the middle of the right foot. Lift the left arm straight up out of the socket and then take it to a diagonal. So we're really rolling open the torso to face the ceiling. We're looking up past the left armpit here, if that's good for your neck. Tuck the tailbone under, Parsvanasana, or side angle as we usually know it. Then exhale, slowly look down at the right foot. Inhale, come all the way up. Swivel that right heel back out. Swivel the left heel in. Left foot is now parallel to the long side of the mat. Take a deep inhale. On the exhale, take a deep bend in that front knee. Make sure the knee is not going too far over the ankle. Tuck the tailbone under. Inhale. Exhale. Take your option. So forearm to thigh, or maybe hand goes down again. If you've got your block, that's cool. And then taking that right arm to a diagonal. Rolling the top shoulder open. Looking up to the ceiling. Smiling. Reaching away with that right hand as much as you can. And exhale. Look down to the left foot. Inhale, come all the way up. And then take that right foot to the top of the mat. Awesome. So we'll take revolved Parsvanasana here. So hands on hips. Take the left foot as far back behind you as you can. Lower the left knee down. So we're coming into this low lunge. Again, I know I keep saying it like a broken bloody record, but that right knee cannot go over the ankle. So we don't want this. As soon as we do that, we lose stability. So have the right knee nicely over the ankle. Look back at the left leg, make sure it's coming straight out of the hip. So what tends to happen is it'll go off to the side, and that's just going to put us out of balance and twist the spine the wrong way. Make sure the feet are hip distance. Okay, there's a lot of information. Inhale, raise the left arm up to the sky. On the exhale, twist to the right. Two options here. Exhaling, you can take the hands by hooking the left elbow on the outside of the right knee, coming into that prayer shape. That's option one. You're looking over the right shoulder here. This is a gorgeous opener for the front body and a really nice twist for the spine. If you want to go deeper, tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the floor. If you want to go further still and you think you've got space, take the left hand flat to the mat on the outside of the right foot and lift the right arm to the sky. Maybe taking it into a diagonal. These are all options. You do what feels good in your body today. If you've lifted that back knee, press the heel away from you. And then exhale, look down at the front foot. Here's the challenge. Lift the hands off. See if you can come up without touching the mat. Awesome, I saw loads of people do that. Cool, hands on hips, let's do the other side. So right foot all the way to the back. Really shuffle that right knee back so you feel some stretch here in this right hip flexor. So these big hip muscles at the front. Again, we're checking the knee. We're checking the leg is going straight out. Inhale, raise the right arm. Exhale, twist to the left. Hook the right elbow over the left knee. Take the hands into the prayer position. Really press the prayer together. So you want the hands in the center of the chest. That means you're opening the chest more. Take your option, whichever one you wanted to do. Whoop. Wobbling, maybe. Looking over that left shoulder. Maybe opening up for a couple of breaths. Keep breathing here. And exhale. Look down to the left foot. Let's come all the way back up. Phew. Awesome. Good job, team. Okay, hands on hips. Take the feet out nice and wide. Make sure to turn the heels slightly out here. Really important for this one that the feet are nice and wide. So make sure they're under your hands. Taking the hands to the hips. Tuck the tailbone under. We don't want to be Beyonce today, shaking our booty. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold all the way over. Take the hands to the mat. So if you can't do this, if you can't get the hands to the mat, you can bend the knees. If you've got two blocks, then this is quite nice as well. So take your option. If your hands go to the mat, we're bending the elbows deeply, walking the hands through the legs and folding forward. So if your head is touching the mat, which I'm guessing Louise, Helen, and Emma Gill will be, then take your feet closer together. Because once your head is touching the mat, you're not forward folding. You've reached the forward fold and you can probably go deeper. Everybody deep bend of the elbows if the hands are on the mat. We're pressing the mat away from us whilst pushing down. So it's a dynamic push. Then inhale, come up onto the fingertips, lift the chest, and come all the way up. Maybe take a bit of a wiggle here. I always find this is like a killer on the knees if you're in it for too long. Okay, from here, take the hands behind the back, clasping the hands together. By clasp, I mean this. Send the hands down the back, retract the shoulder blades together. Imagine you've got a can between the shoulder blades you're trying to crush. Inhale, lift up, look up, and exhale, fold over. When you get all the way over, see if you can take the hands away from the body. Really stretching the shoulders here, retracting them, stretching the front of the body. Remembering to breathe. And then inhale, come all the way up. Cool. From here, come back to the top of the mat. We'll just take two of those today. Okay, last of the standing postures before we do a balance. So hands on hips. Take the, we'll do the right foot this time. So take the right foot about halfway down the mat. Again, the left foot is parallel to the front of the mat. The right foot is at a 45-degree angle. Two options here with the hands. You can either take opposite elbow with opposite hand, or if you can't reach that far, you can kind of do this with the wrists. Or you're taking reverse prayer. So this is asking more of the shoulders. So you need quite a bit of shoulder retraction for reverse prayer. So if that doesn't feel right, then you hold onto opposite elbows. Inhale, lift the chest, tuck the tailbone under, don't stick your bum out. And then exhale, fold all the way over, let the head hang. Maybe you get the forehead onto the shin for a moment. We're wrapping the right hip around, we're sending the left hip back. Nice. These look great, everybody. Becca, see if you can bring that right hip around some more. Lovely. And then everybody on the inhale, slowly come back up. And on the exhale, bring the right foot back to the top of the mat. Cool. We'll do the opposite leg. So take the left leg about halfway down the mat, making sure you've got your feet hip distance. Your hips should be completely square to the front of the mat. So you don't want to be off on an angle. Take your hand position again. Tuck your tailbone under. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold over. We're aiming to send that head onto the shin. We're sending the right hip back. We're wrapping the left hip around. And then inhale, slowly come up. And exhale, feet to the mat. Okay, awesome. So we'll take a balance here, like we did yesterday. So bring your feet so that the whole sides of the feet are touching. So heels are touching, big toes are touching. Then take a little gap, 1 inch with the toes. So you're coming into this V-shaped stance. Hands will come into prayer at the center of the chest. Come up onto the ball of the left toes. So we're taking a balance here, tree pose or Vrikshasana. So we're either placing the heel above the ankle, we're placing the foot on the side of the calf, or we're placing the foot onto the inner thigh. Where we're not going is on the knee. So no foot on the knee. So we're squaring hips off. We're looking for nice level hips here. So don't hike one hip up. Really keep them level. Really send that left knee open to encourage those hips open. If you want extra challenge, you're raising your palms up above your head, keeping the fingertips touching, and you're sending your gaze up. Try not to lean back here. And if you want to be YOLO, you can close your eyes for a moment. And exhale, bring the palms back through the center and release. Switching sides, bringing that right foot onto the ball of the foot, and then take your option. So you're either at your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. Again, we're really opening this right knee up to encourage it, but we're not twisting the body. So we're keeping the hips nice and square and just opening up the right knee. Hands into prayer. If you want that extra, you're lifting your gaze, you're lifting your prayer to the sky, sending the shoulder blades down. Don't have the shoulders up by your ears. Maybe you're closing your eyes. And exhale, bring the palms down the center line and release. Good job. Okay, everybody back to the top of their mat, big toes touching, 1 inch gap between the heels. Inhale, deep bend of the knees, fingertips graze the mat. We'll come into Utkatasana. So really sitting back into the heels, making sure that your knees are as wide as your palms. So you take your hands into prayer and you place the prayer in between the knees. That's the amount of gap you should have. The fingertips are touching or the arms are wide. We're tucking the tailbone under and we are lifting the chest. This is Utkatasana. Then exhale, fold over. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Exhaling, step or jump back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog. And exhaling to down dog. Right foot replaces right thumb, back heel 45. We're coming into warrior one on the right side. Then we're shuffling that right foot, shuffle, 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 over to the left. When we get all the way, we're straightening the leg and turning to face the other side of the mat. Then we're turning that left heel in, deep end of the left knee. We're coming into warrior two on the left. So this is the first time we've done the warrior two. Tuck the tailbone under, suck the belly in. Then from here, we turn to face the front. We shuffle, 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 left foot over to the left. Back heel 45, hips are now facing the back end of the mat. Back into warrior one. Then we're going to shuffle, 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 left foot over to right, straighten the leg, turn to face the long side of the mat. Then turn that right heel in. We'll come into warrior two on the right hand side. So we're just bouncing around the mat now. And then from here, bring that left hand around, take the hip to face the front, shuffle, 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 the right leg back to where you started, warrior one. If you got lost, don't worry. And then exhale, take the hands down to the mat, right foot to the back, chaturanga. Inhale to up dog, exhale to down dog. We're coming to sit on our mat. So like yesterday, you're either dropping the knees and swinging the legs in front of you, or you are bending the knees, looking forward, crossing the legs in the air, landing on the feet and landing on your butt. So whichever way you get there is cool. So we'll take some seated postures now, which are less aerobically challenging, but I always think more challenging up here. Okay, so we're sitting, we've got our legs out in front of us, flexing the toes. Taking the hands either side of the hips, lowering the shoulders down the back. This is Dandasana. So if you are, like I said yesterday, this is asking a lot of the back, the big back muscles here. So you may be sitting like this. If that's the case, sit on a block, because the block will give you some elevation and you'll be able to sit up lovely and tall. So we don't want to be rounding in the lower back. The gaze is just over the big toes. This is Dandasana. Inhale, raise the arms up to the sky, reach, 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 reach. And then exhale, fold over. Big Yogi Toe Lock. So first two fingers around the big toes. Bend the knees if you need to have the chest on the thighs. We want the lowest rib on the thighs. So it's a big forward fold this. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, take a deep bend in the knees. We're aiming to send the chest down the legs towards the toes. We are not looking for the chest to go down to the mat. So if you are currently doing this and rounding over, then try and take some nice length in the back. Take that arching out of the top of the back. So we're tilting from the pelvis here. We are not rounding over the top of the back. This is Paschimottanasana. Inhale, straighten the arms, lift the chest. If you've got the feet, maybe lift the heels off for a moment, and then exhale, release. We'll take Purvottanasana from here, which is everybody's least favorite pose, I think, or one of. So the hands are going to go a few inches behind the hips. As I said yesterday, you can have the hands facing the side, or you can have the hands facing front. It's really going to be a case of trial and error, so do what feels good for you. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze up to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, we're going to fire up the hips, lift them up to the ceiling. We're coming out of the shoulders. If you can let the head go back, but only if you've got no neck issues. Keep sending the hips up, keep sending the toes down, and slowly on your exhale, lower back down. Were you shaking? I hope so. We should all be shaking in that pose. It's a big one. Okay. From here, lean onto your left butt, bend the right knee in, take the right calf to the outside of the right thigh. So as I said yesterday, I will keep saying this because it's really important. The knees, if they feel discomforted at all, you sit on a block or you don't do this pose and you do the previous one, okay? We don't want to hurt the knees. Flexing the left toes, inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lean forward, clasp your hands around the foot. Inhale, lift the chest, nice flat back. And exhale, deep bend the elbows to send you deeper. Triangle, Mukha Ekapada, Padmasana. Nice name. If you feel like you're going over to the left, then just slightly move that left foot to give you a bit of balance. We're using the pull of the hands on the foot to take us closer to the toes. If these forward folds are not working for you, if you can't do it because it just doesn't feel good in the body, like I said yesterday, you take your strap around the ball of the foot and you use the strap to keep you nice and long. That way you can have nice straight legs, but really stretch those hamstrings. So don't be afraid to use the strap. The strap is your pal. Okay, inhale, let's release that. And exhale, we switch legs. Come onto the right butt, bend the left around. Flex the right toes. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, lean forward, take hold of the right foot with the hands. Straighten up the back. And then exhale, deep bend of the elbows, send the chest over the leg. Your gaze is just above your big toe, so don't look down. That'll encourage you to round the back. Look up. See if you can go any deeper on the exhales. And then inhale, lift up, straighten up, and exhale, release. Okay. We'll take a vinyasa. So I showed this yesterday, but I'll show it again. So you can either just come onto all fours and go into plank, and then you chaturanga and you meet us in down dog. Or if you want to do the little vinyasa, you take the hands behind you, zip the legs together, lift the legs into a V, use the forward momentum, cross the legs in the air, bring the knees into the chest, roll over the feet, the knees do not touch the floor, and spring back into plank. Okay, so whichever way you're going, you're coming into chaturanga, into up dog, and you're meeting me in downward dog. From here, we go back to seated, so take your option to come back to the mat. Cool. From here, take the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. We're going to let that right knee fall out to the side. Flex the left toes. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. So use your strap if you need to. That's absolutely fine. Deep bend of the elbows to send you deeper, only if you're not rounding the back. Take some nice long breaths. This is Janu Shirshasana. This is a really nice stretch for that left hamstring, but it's also quite a nice hip opener. The gaze again is over that big toe, so not looking down. Inhale, lift up, straighten the arms, straighten the chest. And exhale, release. Switch legs. Left foot comes into the right thigh. We're raising our arms up, flexing the right toes, and on the exhale, we're taking hold of the toes with our hands. One more inhale lifts us up. And as we exhale, we take a deep bend of the elbows. Elbows stick out to the side like wings. And really encourage the chest to go along the body. We've got our strap if we need it. And inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, release. Cool. From here, take the right foot, bring it all the way into the butt. So right foot is just going to go on the outside of the right butt, or the right hip. Yeah. Okay. Make sure you've got 3 fists distance. So you take your fists and you go 1, 2, 3. That's the gap you need between the foot and the thigh. It will all become clear shortly. Take the left hand to the side, use it to sit up tall. Reach the right arm up. On the exhale, we're going to fold over. Then we spin the palm to face the right hand side. We wrap that right hand around the back. Then we take the left hand to the front and we wrap the left arm around the back. We see if we can grab hold of the left hand with the right hand. So I will show you what it looks like from the back because it's a bit easier to do that. So we're wrapping the right arm around and then we're wrapping the left arm around. So ideally you're grabbing hold of fingers. Maybe you've taken the left wrist into your right hand. Once you've got that, you retract the shoulder blades. If that's not working for you, you take your strap, and as you come around, the strap will be there. The left hand is then going to grab hold of something on the strap, and we'll use that to lift up. This is Ashtanga A. This is a massive pose on the shoulders. One more breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Release that. Nice. Take it on the left. Left foot comes in, right up to the butt. 3 fists distance from the right thigh. Really important because you need somewhere to go. Right hand comes out to the side. Left hand reaches up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Turn the left palm to face the left. Wrap the left arm around the shin of the left leg. Inhale, raise the right arm up. Exhale, we wrap the right arm around the back. And just grab hold of whatever you can. You may not be grabbing hold of anything today. You might just be sending that right arm around. If you've got the strap, use the strap. That will definitely open up the mobility in that shoulder. Once you've got the bind, really retract the shoulders in. Really flex that right foot. Don't let the right leg go to sleep. You need to work it as well. And then exhale. Release the bind, release the legs, give them a bit of a shake. We'll do another vinyasa. So either take your other option and meet me in down dog, or you're lifting the legs, shoo, jumping over them, chaturanga, up dog, down dog. We're nearly there, guys. And then we're coming to sit on our butts. So setting ourselves up for boat pose here. Take the hands behind the knees, bring the knees into the chest, toes are on the floor. So we're on our tippy toes. Hands come to the side of us. This might be enough for you. Again, we don't want any slumping in the back. So if this is you, you're just going to stay here working on straightening the back. If not, we're going to lift the feet off the floor, keeping the knees at right angles, shining the chest up to the ceiling, breathing, smiling, shaking, and then exhale. Drop the feet to the mat and then hug the knees into the chest, curl into them. Just give them a bit of love for a minute. Well, not a minute, a moment. And then set yourself up for round 2. So hands behind the knees again, really bring them into the chest. Take the hands to the side. If you're lifting the feet up, lift them up. Shine the chest to the ceiling, look up. Reach the fingertips away from you, zip the legs together, point the toes. Smile. This is lovely boat pose. Keep breathing. And exhale. Put the feet down. Cuddle the knees into the chest for one more breath. Give them some love. And then here we go again, last round. Be determined. Take the hands behind the knees again. Bring the toes nice and close to the body. Straighten the lower back. Hands up, come off. And we lift the legs up. You may want to go crazy and straighten the legs. Lynn, this would be a good option for you with that right knee. If you're doing that, you're keeping the back nice and long. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, everybody. Everybody hug the knees into the chest. Wicked. Okay. Taking the the soles of the feet together. So we're bending the knees away from us, soles of the feet together. Take your hands, wrap them around the big toes, well, all of the toes actually, and then you're slowly going to start to shuffle the heels into the pubic area. So you're bringing your heels nice and close into you. You're letting the knees just drop out to the side. Inhale, lift the chest, really sit nice and long here. We don't want to be rounding over. I know I sound like a broken record. Sit up tall, and then on the exhale, we're just leaning forward. So we're keeping the back nice and long, but we're just leaning forward in a straight line. We're using the elbows, pressing into the thighs to encourage the knees to go a little bit lower. This is Dandasana A. This is a nice asana to just slow the breathing down from the excitement of your boat. Notice how the knees will fall with every exhale, just a tiny bit more as we release those hips open. Then inhaling, take the feet out in front of you. So keep the soles of the feet together. Hopefully you can see. Have the soles touching. So we've now created this diamond shape. Take the hands onto the shins. Inhale. Sit nice and tall out of the sit bones, shine the chest up, and then on the exhale, just fold over. So we're not worrying about rounding the back here. In fact, that's fine. We're just letting the back hang heavy. You can clasp your hands around the toes and use the pull to take you deeper, or you can take a more passive stretch by just having the hands out in front and letting the head hang heavy. So do whatever feels good this morning. Only day 2, so we don't need to conquer the world just yet. So you may be taking a more passive approach, and that's awesome. With every exhale, see if you can lower that chest towards the floor any further. See if you can send the head towards the feet. It will get there one day. And then inhale, slowly roll yourself all the way back up out of that. Taking the feet flat to the mat, knees bent. Take the hands either side of you. Let's nice and slowly roll down all the way to the mat. You made it. Well, almost. We've got 2 more poses. But I always think once you're lying on your back, it doesn't count. Okay, so we want the feet hip distance, feet flat to the floor, knees bent. Tickle in the backs of the heels with the hands. That's how close you want the heels into the butt. Take the hands by the side. From here, inhale, flatten the spine into the mat. So what I mean by that is we've got this natural lower curve here. As you inhale, flatten that curve. So you flat the spine to the mat. Then as you exhale, press into the feet, lift the hips up, send them towards the ceiling. If you've got that, take the hands underneath you, clasp them together, and start to wriggle the shoulder blades together. So we're creating some really nice retraction in the shoulders here. We're using the hands, pressing into the mat to send the hips higher. So this is Setu Dandasana, or bridge pose as we generally call it. Okay, everybody see if you can lift those hips a little bit higher just for one more breath. Nice, awesome. And then release the hands from under you. Take them to the side, and on the exhale, slowly lower down. Try and have each vertebrae touch the mat one at a time. So starting in the upper back, the mid back, the lumbar, and the sacrum. Awesome. So we are either going there again. So if that felt good in your body and you want to do that again, awesome. If you want to go further and you want to try Urdhva Dhanurasana or wheel, then follow me. So the feet are in exactly the same place, so they're at hip distance. Raise the arms up to the sky. Then deep bend of the elbows, take the hands either side of the ears. The fingertips are facing back to the shoulders. We're zipping the elbows in towards each other. We're inhaling, flattening the spine. And on the exhale, we're lifting up into wheel. We're sending the chest through the hands, through the arms. Straightening the arms if we can. And enjoying this really nice back bend. And whenever you're ready, you take the chin into the chest. You slowly bend the elbows to lower you onto the shoulders. Do not lower yourself onto your head because your precious little brain is in there and we don't want to hurt it. And then come back to the mat. Everybody take the feet mat width and then slowly lower both knees to the left and then to the right, to the left, to the right. Windscreen wipering. Oh, feels so nice on the lower back. And then when you're ready, the right foot goes to the right corner of the mat, left foot to the left corner. The palms turn up to the ceiling. We close down the eyes. You made it. You made it through a challenging Ashtanga practice. Just be so grateful for that wonderful body, the vehicle for your spirit that carries you around. Bringing the chin into the throat a little bit to create some nice length in the spine. Let the body go into autopilot here. The body's now just breathing on its own, doing its magic. Bringing in all that lovely oxygen and exhaling. That's CO2. Slowly now, bringing some gentle movement back into the body. Wriggling the toes, wriggling the ankles. Sweeping each finger over the thumb. Shaking out the wrists. Taking the head from left to right. From left to right. Taking the arms up and over your head, stretching the whole body. Have a nice long stretch. Then bring the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the knees. Maybe taking some gentle rocks from side to side if it feels good. And let one of those rolls take you all the way over to one side. Come into a lovely fetal position. Maybe setting an intention for your day. And then slowly, keeping the eyes closed if you can, bring yourself back up into a comfortable seated position. Take the hands into the center of the chest. Rubbing the hands together, creating some heat within the palms of your hands. Thinking about how magical that is, converting that energy through nothing. And then taking hands, cupping the eyes with the base of each hand. Feel that darkness. Feel that heat seep into the eyes. Feel grateful. Feel a sense of massive achievement that you got off your arse and on your mat today. Slowly take the hands back into prayer in the center of the chest. Press the thumbs into the chest. Feel that heartbeat. Hopefully it's nice and long now, nice and steady. Gently blink the eyes open. Thank you so much for joining me on day 2. Namaste, team. Awesome. How is everybody? You can all unmute yourselves now. If you've got any questions, let me know.
That was great. Thank you, Ree.
Thanks, babe. So good to see you remotely. Lynn,
Thanks, Ree. Really enjoyed that.
Thank you very much. That was great.
how's the knee? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's just an ongoing thing, but thanks. Yeah. And
Good.
see you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.